What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We just had a Woj bomb go down out of nowhere. OG Anunoby has been traded to the New York Knicks. Did not expect to see this today. I had no idea that the Raptors were even going to trade OG this year or not. I thought they may keep him, but OG Anunoby is headed to the New York Knicks. Let's talk about the trade. Let's go in depth on it, and let's do an OG Anunoby New York Knicks rebuild today. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Of course, we're going to be doing the Raptors side of this trade as well in a rebuild probably tomorrow. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But I was waiting on the draft compensation because first, of course, Woj always just says, okay, you know, these guys are being sent along with draft compensation. So I was like, okay, maybe a couple first round picks in this trade. But no, it's only one second round pick, which I find very, very shocking. So I wonder how Raptors fans feel about this, because OG Anunoby, it sounded like a long time ago could have fetched you 4 firsts apparently, but now they're settling on RJ and Emmanuel, which is still pretty good. You get RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly, but I'm just shocked there's not another first, because Masai Ujiri is, you know, someone who likes a lot of value for his guys. But OG is headed to the New York Knicks. RJ Barrett, Emmanuel quickly, 1 second round pick via Detroit, which actually that could be a really good second round pick. And then OG Anunoby and Achua are heading to the New York Knicks. Let's go ahead and push this trade through. I don't even have to override the trade. That's absolutely beautiful. So it is a done deal. And now OG Anunoby is on the Knicks. I honestly did not see this coming today. I don't think any of us really did. I didn't think we'd see trades until, like, obviously the trade deadline. But it looks like the Raptors, you know, obviously getting RJ and Emmanuel quickly, that actually keeps them competitive. And, you know, I think they actually got pretty decent value for an expiring OG Anunoby. I'm not going to lie. If there had been like another first or two in that trade, that would have been amazing. But now OG can slide to the 3 here in New York. And New York needs another big anyway, because obviously they're playing like Taj Gibson right now. So this trade just made a bunch of sense. So now you got Brunson, DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, and then Isaiah Hartenstein. Obviously Robinson's out for the season. Josh Hart, Precious Achiuwa, Quentin Grimes, and then Miles McBride is your rotation. So pretty interesting trade. I'm honestly pretty surprised that we saw this today. But now that OG is on the Knicks with Randle and Jalen Brunson, I'm going to keep my phone on me just in case we have any other updates. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. I did not see this coming. I'm absolutely shocked, and I'm sure most of us are. In the Toronto, I mean, they got RJ Barrett now and Emmanuel quickly, which kind of gives them an interesting team, because now you could re-sign Emmanuel quickly, RJ Barrett, and then they keep those two along with Scotty Barnes. I actually kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. I do like it. And then whatever you get for Siakam, I assume they're going to trade him as well eventually. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or, you know, at the deadline, whatever it may be. But not a bad trade. I actually kind of like it for both sides. I think I like it more for Toronto, though. I'm not going to lie. Although OG is going to be probably an amazing fit in New York, and is probably going to have a better offensive role as well. He could probably be like this, you know, maybe the second, probably third option, but like the second or third option to Brunson and then Randle. Not a bad trade. We're going to go ahead, sum with the rest of the season with OG on the Knicks. We're going to see how this team does. So at the end of the season, without us doing anything else, which obviously the Knicks really could make more moves. They're still going to have Fournier's big contract. They're still going to have a lot of picks as well that they can use. A bunch of like protected picks that they have, of course. Mavericks pick, and I think they have some other ones as well. But yeah, so they still couldn't be done. Obviously, they might make another trade at the deadline to strengthen their roster. Of course, with no Mitchell Robinson for the rest of the year, I wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe go for another 5 if they wanted to. But also, Hartenstein's pretty solid. But here are your awards for year number 1. And let's just go ahead and take a look at how things went for this season. So we finished up as the 6th in the Eastern Conference, and that's obviously without Mitchell Robinson playing and, you know, making other moves on top of adding OG Anunoby. So obviously we get to kind of put our fingerprints on this team in the offseason to try to help the OG, Randle, Brunson big 3 to see if we can get this team a championship eventually. But I do love the roster the way it is with Josh Hart, DiVincenzo. Like, there's a lot of good things to like here, and adding OG to this mix is just amazing. I like it. I like it a lot. But Knicks fans, how are you feeling about this? Raptors fans, again, comment down below. How are you guys feeling about this trade? Because I would love to hear some intel, and, you know, from the prospective fan bases that are involved in this trade. So let's go ahead and somebody come around against Boston. I doubt we're able to beat them, but let's just see what happens. We won game 1. We are going to push them to 6. Now, can we push them to 7 is the big question. We might be able to do that. I mean, there is a possibility that we win a championship here. Year number 1. I've seen the Knicks do it before in 2K, so it wouldn't like totally surprise me. We are going to force a game 7, so we are not done just yet. Here we go in game 7 in TD Garden. Obviously, it's going to be a very tough matchup. But hey, if the Knicks can beat if we can beat the Celtics here, I'm about to say, well, I mean, yeah, we're probably eliminated now. They kind of ran away with the lead. But man, if we could have beaten the Celtics, there might have been a clear runway for us to go win it all. But unfortunately, we lose to Boston at 7. And that's without us having Mitchell Robinson playing. Like, there's a lot that could still get better about this team. And the Celtics, of course, went all the way to the finals. So there's a lot to like, and there's a lot to build on here. So no retirements that we need to worry about. Draft lottery time. Let's go ahead and see. So obviously we have that Mavericks pick, I believe, or that's Detroit's pick. I believe that one's protected though. And that Dallas pick, I believe, is still top 10 protected. I could be wrong. So we're going to get 13. So I'm pretty sure that Dallas pick is top 10 protected. So that gives us a 13th overall pick to use, which is absolutely amazing. And then, yeah, so 13 and then our own pick. Do we have our own pick still? It is going to be 17. So we have 13 and 17 in this draft. So we can add 2 rookies to this team, or we can use these picks to get better in a certain spot. So there's a lot of things we can do here, a lot of options on the table, which is, you know, I would feel good as a Knicks fan not having to trade a single first round pick for OG Anunoby. That feels great. Obviously giving up RJ and Emmanuel quickly does suck, but keeping all your picks I think is a steal. I'm not gonna lie. So let's go ahead and fill this out, have that completely filled out, and now we're gonna head to draft night. So what are we gonna do on draft night is the question. Do we want to draft a couple of rookies? Obviously rookie scale contracts are going to be important in the new CBA. Or do we want to use these picks to go make a big trade? So right now, if the salaries I threw together, Evan Fournier's contract, of course, not here anymore. Quentin Grimes' contract, Miles McBride. Honestly, I think our best option literally is just to add 2 rookies. I really do. I think adding 2 rookie contracts onto this team that, you know, maybe can contribute right away would probably be the best way to go about things. So let's see what falls to us at 13. So, of course, we're not going to be able to see it until we just look at the board. I don't know why I'm going that way. So we have Donovan Clingan, Justin Edwards, Kyle, Isaiah. There's a lot of good options here, but I think we're going to go ahead and start this draft with Justin Edwards. And if Donovan Clingan falls me at 17, I'm taking him. And we are going to have... No, he goes to the Hawks. Okay. We have Trevin. We have Xavier Booker. Don't know much about the guys left in the draft. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I know Cody Williams has some, you know, potential. So I'm going to go ahead and take Cody Williams here with this other pick. So 6'8" forward out of Colorado. Welcome to the Knicks, both of you. I think Justin Edwards can play right away. Cody Williams probably not so much, but... if nothing else, these are 2 rookies that, you know, could be assets for us to make another trade if we need to. OG, of course, we're going to have to re-sign him. Fournier, I feel like since the new CBA is obviously going to be punishing, I don't know if the Knicks are going to be able to keep this salary, so I'm going to decline it. But I could be totally wrong on that. I'm going to accept Jericho Sims' team option because it's another young player. Chua, I do have interest in re-signing him as well. And then free agency, obviously, of course, the main priority here is going to be OG Anunoby. He just gave up a lot of, or not a lot, but he gave up 2 good players to get him, so I think you'd like to re-sign him, and then I'm going to do the same thing with Achua here. So let's sign both OG and Achua, keep those guys in New York, and now we figure out where we go from here. So we still have money to sign like another good MLE, which is nice. So now you have Brunson, Miles McBride, you have Quinn Grimes, DiVincenzo, which I actually like that shooting guard rotation. You have Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and then Justin Edwards, and then you're going to have Randall, you have Mitch Robinson, and Achua. So I think right now our center rotation is set with Achua and Mitch Robinson. Justin Edwards, I think we might be able to get away with him, moving him at the 4. No, he's going to go down quite a bit at that role, so we may not do that. So we might have to just sign our power forward. So, like, we have Caleb Martin, who would be a really good player to sign here. Robert Covington, Trenton Watford, Sadiq Bey. I mean, between Sadiq Bey and Caleb Martin, I don't think you can go wrong with either. I think getting Caleb Martin, though, would be a lot better. So I'm going to get Caleb Martin, sign him to be a big, you know, nice bench piece for us off the bench. We could still re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein as well, but with Achua here, I may not do that just because, you know, I can let Achua get that role. Backup point guard probably could have improved, but I think it's all good at the end of the day. So, not too much this offseason, but again, if we're at the deadline and we think we need another move to move the needle, then we can definitely look into that. So, Grimes and Achua are up, and rotation's going to look good. And this is obviously going to give us a healthy Mitch Robinson this year, so that's going to be big time. That's going to be a game changer. And now we can go see what this is about to look like. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what a full season of OG Randall Brunson with a healthy Mitch Robinson is going to look like. So, taking a look at this, let's load this draft class, and then we can take a look at the rotation altogether. And let's see what we got going for us. So, we have power ranking 19th. Okay, here's your rotation. It's going to be Brunson, DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, Randall, Mitch Robinson, Caleb Martin, Josh Hart, Achua, and Quinn Grimes. You can't tell me that bench isn't fantastic. I mean, we could probably use like an elite score off the, not necessarily elite score, but we could probably use like a go-to score off the bench. I don't know if any of these guys are that for us. That might be something we need to look at. Like, you know, immediately comes to mind maybe like a Terry Rozier. Obviously, you had that in a minute quickly before he got traded. But obviously, you could always just offset the minutes of Randall and Brunson if you needed to. But right now, it looks like our best system is defense, funny enough. So I guess we're going to leave it like that. I think our starting 5 is going to stay the same. It's the bench that I'm going to look to improve at the deadline, and we'll see how we can do that. So I will see you guys most likely at the deadline to make a trade, because right now I'm not too confident that this team And Edwards is not getting minutes, right? So I could probably send both of them to the G League, which we're going to. So let's send Edwards to the G, and let's also send Cody Williams to the G League. Might as well just let them develop in the G League. I will more than likely see you guys at the deadline because I don't know if we have enough firepower just yet to make sure we have a secured championship potentially at the end of year 2. So while we're getting to the deadline here, there is one player I forgot to put in this trade, so my apologies. Malachi Flynn was also, I just saw updated, was sent to the New York Knicks. So Malachi Flynn also involved in the trade. It's not going to change the video too much, so I'm not really too concerned about like restarting or something. So yeah, but Malachi Flynn, I don't even think he's on our team anymore, or obviously, or I guess he'd be heading to the Knicks in this scenario. So I guess we could still have Malachi Flynn at this point. Where is Malachi Flynn? I guess I can go get him really quick. That way we have him, because obviously Flynn would be headed to the Knicks in this trade. So Malachi Flynn, you're not the guy I was looking for, but he is a free agent, so we can, or is he? He's a free agent, right? We can just sign him. So we'll go, oh, no, I'll full. Okay, I'll cut someone, and I'll sign Malachi Flynn since he's on the team. So Jacob Toppin, thank you for your services, but Malachi Flynn needs a roster spot. At least I think I'll be able to sign him. Let's see. Malachi Flynn, where are you, my friend? And then we can sign you, and then we should be good to go. So, boom, he's going to sign a minimum. Let's go. We got the trade completed now. All right. Malachi Flynn on the Knicks, and we are the first in the East at the moment, so not really, we don't really have to make a big trade if we really don't want to. You know, again, Brunson, Randall, DiVincenzo, OG, all doing their things, but as I said, I do kind of want a 6-man off the bench if possible. So let's go take a look at where that could potentially come from. You guys know I love to look at team intel and kind of see. So right now it says we're rebuilding. We are not rebuilding. We are contending, my friend. So the Lakers, D'Angelo Russell. Austin Reeves obviously could be that for us. I wouldn't hate that. They are really, really bad. So I guess if they were willing to sell Austin Reeves, and his contract would probably be easy to match, that's not a terrible one to start off with if we can get him. Cole Anthony, someone I would be looking at as well. We got, what, Kevin Porter Jr., Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is actually kind of exactly what you'd want as a scorer off the bench. I don't hate that idea. So we might go Cam Thomas as well. What else do we got? Malachi Branham, Beal. Let's see, Blazers, Wizards, they got Poole. Nah, he makes too much money for that role. Lonzo, Kobe White. I mean, Kobe White has been obviously awesome, so that would be somebody we could look at. Bones Highland, John Morant, Trae Young. I mean, not really a guy I would expect to come off the bench. Okay, and then like Colin Sexton doesn't. Actually, Colin Sexton could make some sense because they have Collier now, so if they were gonna move Colin Sexton, he'd be the kind of guy that would be exactly what I'm looking for off the bench. 16 points per game. Not a bad player to get. So I'm going to see if I can get Colin Sexton. I don't know what it would take for me to match the salary, though. I really have to pay attention to this. So I don't really have a lot of contracts that I'm willing to trade, honestly. So Achua would be like the one contract, but he's been pretty solid for us. Edwards, I just drafted. I guess right now it'd be between, yeah, I don't have any. So I'm going to have to get someone way cheaper. I can't really look at that. So we're going to have to go player finder, like someone really, really cheap. It's going to have to be like someone making bottom dwelling money, because right now I'm not willing to trade anybody like too significant on a contract. So let's take a look at, I guess if we're going to, well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So let's say let's say it's like 5 million. Let's say 5 million. So D'Angelo Russell's making 5 million. Cam Thomas is fitting that bill there. Kevin Porter Jr., Conley, Russell Westbrook, Dante Exum. He's been pretty solid for Dallas. Cam Thomas right now is averaging 23 points per game. I mean, if there is someone that you'd want to be that scorer you're looking for, I guess it would be Cam Thomas. I'm going to try to see if I can get Cam Thomas here. This Detroit pick is actually in real life top 3 or top 13 protected, so it's not really an unprotected pick. But if we can get Cam Thomas here to add to this team, I'm just going to offer this. Well, let's see. Can I throw someone else in here instead of Quentin Grimes? But I guess if I'm throwing Quentin Grimes in here, then he probably wouldn't play anyway. Let's see what they say. They say no. Okay. I'll throw a second and another second. This is an expiring Cam Thomas. We get Cam Thomas. So we got exactly what we were looking for at this deadline, and he'll be the 6th man, which is absolutely perfect. Exactly where I want him. So now we have a guy that can, you know, have a bunch of defenders around him, and he can score the ball, and that's all we need him to do. So perfect trade in my opinion. We trade 1 pick to get it done. A couple seconds, of course. Don't forget about that. But and Malachi Flynn's on the team now, so everything's just perfect. We're gonna still wait to the rest of the season. We'll see if this is the year we win a championship, especially after we just added Cam Thomas to this mix. Or did I just make the team worse by doing that? Because sometimes you can mess up the chemistry once you make a trade. So Jokic wins MVP at the end of year 2. You got Collier, Rookie of the Year, 6th man as well. Wembanyama, Defensive Player. Amin Thompson, Most Improved. And Kevin Durant, Clutch Player. And Tom Thibodeau, as we are one of the best teams in the East at 55 and 27. So let's go ahead and see if that leads us to a championship this year. We do end up as the first seed in the East, which is fantastic. Here are your player stats. You had 25 from Brunson, 23, and 23 from Cameron Thomas, 13 from DiVincenzo, 12 from OG, and 10 from Precious Achiuwa. So we get the Atlanta Hawks from round 1. Obviously, Trae Young, a long time ago, you know, sent the Knicks home. Obviously, we'd love to get some revenge here. Hopefully, we can do just that. I don't think Jalen Brunson was in that series, if I remember correctly. Summoning Kurt round against the Hawks, and right now, I hate 8 seeds, bro. Like, why is this even a thing? But not too surprised by this, honestly. So let's see if we can come back from 3-1. Atlanta also one of those teams that just randomly is OP in 2K sometimes, and we are going to get bounced in round 1. That's lovely. Okay, so we're going to get bounced by the Hawks in round 1 as they are the 8th seed. Boston beats them, and now we got one more offseason to, you know, get things right. So unfortunately, we did not get what we wanted at all. So Chris Paul retires, Lowry retires, and here's all your retirements. So Atlanta is going to be a problem, I guess. Chicago gets 1, Raptors, Rockets. All right, let's go straight to staff signing. Tom Thibodeau, I mean, after round 1 loss, you think that we might need to fire the guy. I honestly think that would be on grounds of firing. I think I am going to fire Tom Thibodeau. I mean, if we got eliminated round 1, I honestly think someone would be fired if something like that happened. So, especially after you went, you know, did as good as you did, I think it is kind of, you know, probably guaranteed someone's getting fired. I'm going to try for Joe Mazzulla. I never get him. I'm going to offer as much as I can. I got him. So Joe Mazzulla, I'm not saying he's like a great coach in real life, but obviously the Celtics are good. They do have a good roster. But his ratings in 2K are fantastic. So we steal him from Boston, and that gives us maybe an edge that we were looking for. So we'll take that. And all we need to do is sign a guard guru, and then we should be good to go if I can even find one. Damn, finally. All right. So we got one here, and we got rejected. So the one guard guru I could find, whatever. I'm not going to have one then. Let's go straight to draft night. I don't think we're going to have a significant pick. We trade that Detroit pick away, and then our pick is 29. I'm going to let 2K draft whoever they want at 29, and we'll just sign them. So McNeely, welcome to the team. Neely, I probably said that wrong. Brunson, of course, is going to be a must re-sign. And Cameron Thomas, also a free agent, who we gave a first-round pick for. So probably going to look to re-sign him as well. So let's go ahead. Spend a bunch of money this offseason. Cam Thomas is asking for a bag, but we're going to sign him to it. So Brunson, Cameron Thomas, we'll re-sign them. And then we can still sign one more good player. So McBride, I think we definitely got to look at the point guard spot. So backup point guard, Bones Highland. I think Monte Morris is kind of perfect for what we could use right now. So we'll sign Monte Morris, and that will be our big move of the offseason. So we're going to basically just say last year was a fluke, right? The Hawks beat us in a significant, fluky way, and we're going to bounce back. This is the year. Plus, Edwards going to be joining the rotation. Cody Williams probably won't, but Edwards will be playing a big role, so that would be huge to have him as well. So rotation should be much better. Brunson, Randall, Cameron Thomas, full season with them together. This should be the year things click on all cylinders, and we can go maybe far in the playoffs, maybe all the way to the finals if possible. That's kind of what obviously the goal is at the end of the day. So let's see if we can make it happen this year. I'm kind of banking on it. Like, you know, obviously getting bounced in round 1 last year was very unfortunate, but hopefully we can bounce back. So we're going to go straight into next season, and here's rotation. So right now, power rankings 19th, 3.5 balanced, and then we can be, okay, we actually can only be 3.5 balanced. So I am going to go ahead and have Cameron Thomas be a 6-man, though. I think I like him in that role way better than the starting lineup. And then Cam Thomas is going to get 29 minutes, and then we'll take, or he'll be like 27. DiVincenzo will get like 25 minutes in the starting 5. Something like that, and that should look good. And then, yeah, so we'll roll with that, and then probably in the playoffs, we'll run it to a 9-man rotation. So I will see you guys at the end of year number 3. Hopefully this is the year that we get the first seed once again, but this time we don't lose the way we did. So here we are at the end of year number 3. Jason Tatum's on the Pacers. Oh my goodness. Halliburton and Tatum is going to sound pretty intimidating, not going to lie. So we'll have to figure out if we can beat them. Does Brunson make an All-NBA team? Does not look that way. But Tatum makes it, of course, with the Pacers. Why would he go to the Pacers, man? Come on. And I'm assuming they're okay. So we have to play them around 2 if we get past. And then Cleveland's always a problem as well. So yeah, we got our work cut out for us. So taking a look at the player stats, at least Atlanta's not here, I guess. At least not yet. 23 points from Brunson, 21 from Randall, 20 from Cam Thomas, 12 from Edwards, 11 from OG, and then 10 from Donte DiVincenzo. We're going to shrink this down to a 9-man rotation. Let's play our 9 best players. If they want to start Cameron Thomas, that's fine, I guess. Let's just go ahead and do it. Charlotte round 1, so we don't have to deal with Atlanta at all, which is great. But we get Charlotte. We have LaMelo, Melton, Brandon Miller, Williams, Mark Williams, and then Rozier. So, solid team in Charlotte. Hopefully we don't get bounced by them, and we are going to beat them in 6. Thank goodness. I thought we were getting bounced in round 1 again. Okay, Indiana round 2. So, of course, they got Brogdon back as well. Wow, what a team. So, Halliburton, Brogdon, Mathurin, Tatum, Walker, Neesmith, Nembhard, Proctor, and Scotty Middleton. You know, obviously, not going to be too shocked here if we get bounced here. This is a pretty solid Pacers team that I'm looking at. Tatum and Halliburton, that's pretty terrifying. Game 1 goes to us. So, not a bad start. 26, 26, and 25. And 25 from Justin Edwards. That's fantastic. Game 2, so far, we're off to a great start. If we can go ahead and go up 3-0... Okay, of course we're not going to. And okay, 3-1. Maybe we can close them out in 5. No, in 6. Game 7. All right, game 7. Let's lock it in. Game 7. This is going to be in New York. They want to give more minutes to OG. Whatever we need to do to win this game 7 in Madison Square Garden is what we need to do. So, come on, take this lead back and run with it. I don't even want to have to deal with a close game. I don't want to have to deal with the nerves here. So, it looks good. I think we did it. So, we beat them. They pushed us to game 7. We take care of business. Now, give me Brooklyn over Cleveland. I'm going to be honest with you. Give me Brooklyn over Cleveland. I don't want to have to deal with Cleveland. Although I do have, like, Franz Wagner. They have a good team. But Cleveland, of course, has Mitchell. See who wins. It is going to be the Cavs. Of course it's the Cavs. Why wouldn't it be the Cavs? And then Oklahoma City will be the final boss if we can even get past the Cavaliers, of course. So, here goes nothing. Cavaliers, game 1. 1-0 goes to them. Game 2, we even it up. Okay, I thought we were probably going to get swept by Cleveland. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, we even it up. Okay, huge game 5. If we can find a way to win this game 5, we might be in the driver's seat in this series at least. So here we go. Got to win this game 5 in Cleveland, though. I just don't think we can go down 3-2 to the Cavs and win. And they take the lead back. We had it for a second. We take it. Maybe at the very end, we're down 1. Steal this game. Come on, steal it. Let's go. We got the lead. They take it back. We take it back. We're running with it, and we are going to steal this one in Cleveland. That's a W. That's a much-needed win. All right. Game 6 in Madison Square Garden. We cannot afford to head back to Cleveland. We got to take care of them here. So let's see if we can do just that. All right, going to be a close game again. If we could beat them in 6 and get to the finals, we are vibing. But right now, they take the lead close down the stretch. We might be going to a game 7 unless we can wake up here. Okay, we might wake up at the very end. Right now, it looks like the Cavs are going to take us to a game 7 back to Cleveland. Man, I wanted them to close them out here, but unfortunately, it's not going to be that way. So, we're going to lose by 9. Oklahoma City is awaiting us. All right, so I don't know if that Justin Edwards start was necessary. It didn't work. So, game 7 in Cleveland. Here we go. Take it in, boys. Let's win this one. Game 7. Let's blow them out. Let's just blow them out. Come on. All right, we got a close game. We have the lead. We have it right now. Can we run with it? It's going to be a close game down the stretch. Unfortunately, we're not going to be in a blowout type scenario, at least not yet, unless we can run with it at the very end. We do have the lead at the moment. They take it. Let's just not let them run with the lead. That's all that matters at this point. Man, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm very nervous. 108 to 113, and they are going to run with it at the very end, aren't they? And we are going to choke this at the very end, 110 to 121. Man. Cleveland. It's one of those teams. All right. Unfortunately, we did not win here. Thunder Cavaliers. We're going to run it back one more season. So I'm going to go ahead and snap my finger. I'm going to run the same rotation back. Guys should get better. Let's see if we can run it back one more year and win a championship. All right, so we ran it back one last season here. We get the Magic in round 1. So we only finished as a 5th seed in the East this year. So I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but here goes nothing. Orlando in round 1. So obviously Stephon Castle, Middleton, Paulo, Jalen Duren. So they no longer have Franz Wagner, but they still have, Paulo, but they got Duren and Middleton now. I mean, I would love nothing more than to get back to the conference finals. So hopefully we can do just that. And just kidding. I suck. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.